This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Two characters lodged in one shell. The serious, hard-working, self-critical, so far as his writing was concerned, workmanlike being, and that other self, wild, careless, unheeding. A person might easily have known only one half of him, and not had a clue to the other half. John Pope-Hennessy also addressed James as a writer. James regarded himself as an artist in the rather old-fashioned way that writers in the 1920s and 1930s had been prone to do. He was unintellectual, not in the sense of being unintelligent, he was indeed extremely clever, but of being uninterested in criticism or in ideas. Most of my friends were my own contemporaries. Most of his were much older or younger than himself. In the 1950s it worried me that his life seemed to be built around people he was likely to outlive. The determining influence on his career as a writer was a wise woman of extraordinary intuition, Lady Crewe, who recognized that his gift was biographical, and that to realize it he required original material. Lord Crewe, as a result, gave him free access to the papers of his father, Lord Houghton, who, as Richard Monckton Milnes, was a centre of cultural life in London in the middle of the 19th century, and wrote the first biography of Keats. Originally intended as a short memoir, the book grew into a 2-volume biography. This was not his most popular, but is, to my mind, his most accomplished and durable book. The payoff was a volume on Lord Crewe. Hardly was this off the press when the telephone rang on my desk, and I heard James's voice saying rather contemptuously that he had been asked to write the official life of Queen Mary. Pope-Hennessy had indeed established his reputation as a biographer with the 2 volumes on Monckton Milnes, which were published in 1949 and 1951. He published the biography of Lord Crewe in 1955, a book which even he admitted was less than inspired. It was, however, the biography of Crewe that led to his appointment. Crewe's daughter, Lady Cynthia Colville, had been a long-serving lady-in-waiting to Queen Mary. She suggested him to Sir Owen Morshead, the royal librarian. Morshead wrote to Pope-Hennessy on the 13th of June. Dear Pope-Hennessy, I wonder whether, after you have finished with Lord Crewe, you would care to undertake the official life of Queen Mary. Your researches into the period and circumstances of Lord Crewe's life would be useful, and, no less so, would be your friendship with Lady Cynthia. John's experience at the V&A would help you in that important aspect of Her Majesty's life. I would give you every assistance in my power, and make free of all the papers. The timing is not important. Wheeler Bennet's life of King George VI must appear first, because of the abdication, and that will not be for 12 or 18 months yet. The financial arrangements and choice of publisher would rest with you. I hope very much that you will feel able and free to undertake this task. You are free to discuss it with Lady Cynthia, and for my part I would welcome the opportunity of a discussion with you, either here or in London, but I am in no hurry. Sincerely yours, Owen Morshead. When offered the commission, Pope-Hennessy was determined to turn it down. He even drafted a letter to Sir Owen, telling him that, with the deepest regret, I do not see how, at present, I can accept this flattering commission. 2 things changed his mind. His brother John was horrified that he intended to turn the project down. He asked him to come and see him, and gave him the vital clue as to the tone he should adopt. Royalty, I explained, were an endangered species, and this was an occasion to establish, through close inspection of a single life, the nature of the phenomenon. The second was the promised discussion with Sir Owen, which clearly put James's mind at rest, and fired his imagination. The commission was duly announced in the papers on the 8th of July 1955. The Times reported a statement from Buckingham Palace the previous evening to the effect that the Queen had been pleased to place the writing of a book about Queen Mary in the hands of Mr. James Pope-Hennessy. This news was greeted with enthusiasm by two historians who had tackled royal biographies. Sir John Wheeler Bennet, official biographer of George VI, wrote to Harold